Well, that's it. The season is now over. Ready to go into the off season. For me, sports gets to continue because of the Tigers, but it's not the same because the Tigers aren't competing for anything really. For a lot of you, you're like only Pacers fans and only Colts fans. So it's just no sports for a minute. We were so good in the first quarter. It's still good in the second quarter. But then in the third and fourth, there was just no effort. There was no grit. There was no grind. There was no trying to win this game. There is just standing out there on a basketball court and running up and down 96 feet of wood for 40 minutes. That's all it was. And then the the Wizards can do whatever celebration they want, anything imaginable. The refs don't care. Goga stands up for his teammate and they give him a tech. This league is too soft. You give a guy a tech for standing up to his teammate. He wasn't even going to go fight the guy. If he was going to fight the guy, he was going to run and swing. He was going over there to intimidate him, probably give him a few shoves, just let him know you can't do that. That's not allowed. But this league's so soft that they give him a tech for that. This is why I like hockey and football. If someone does stupid stuff, you stand up for your teammate. You're allowed to stand up for your teammate. You can go and hit someone as hard as humanly possible to let them know you don't mess with my teammate, you don't mess with my team, you don't celebrate like that. And if you do it, I'm gonna just hit you as hard as humanly possible every single play. And there's nothing you're gonna be able to do about it other than just take it until you stop celebrating. And eventually they stop celebrating. Pretty simple. Or they stop just shoving you around because they were just manhandling us. They were shoving us around in the paint. You don't think a few extra, good nut. If they're gonna give us a tech, let's give them a few knocks to the freaking body, head, something in the post. Be physical. If they're gonna give you techs, show them what an actual tech is, not some soft technical foul. If they're gonna give you a tech, you play hard. Because they're gonna give you a tech either way, so at least get your money's worth out of it. There's no problem in that. And the people that do think that there's a problem in that only watch basketball and have never seen, like, in hockey, there's a hierarchy amongst players. It is, you don't, you respect everybody. You can still celebrate goals, you celebrate things that you should celebrate about. But like Russell Westbrook, when he celebrated after we called a timeout, you don't do that. In hockey, someone will come over there, drop the gloves, and punch him in the face. For those of you that are going to say, well, in hockey they have protection, in a fight, in hockey there is literally no protection. They take the helmets off and they're only going for their face. They take the gloves off. Like, nothing is softened in a hockey fight. There's no protection for you. Nobody's punching the body unless it's in like the lower abdomen section where the pads aren't there. They're not punching them up here where the pads are. I mean, if I can take it, then a guy who, like, if I can take hits, I know I just play high school, so the guys are smaller, but if I can take a hit, then a guy who's 6'8", 280 should be able to take a hit from 6'1" TJ McConnell. That's all I'm saying. This league is just too soft. It's getting too soft. And the Pacers are getting too complacent. Nobody's gonna get fired. My opinions and everybody's opinions aside, just stating what I have seen from the past. No one's getting fired. Herb Simon isn't selling the team. Bjorkgren probably isn't getting fired. Nobody's getting traded. And they're going to try to sign everybody in free agency and just bring back the whole squad again because there were too many injuries this year and they want to see what we can do without them, without the injuries. And we're going to draft some tall white dude from a Pac-12 school, and then in the second round take a risk on an athletic guy, and then the guy in the second round is going to be better than the guy in the first round, or we're going to let the guy who we draft in the second round walk in free agency and go be successful on a different team, while the guy that we drafted in the first round is floundering and almost out of the league. That's happened these past few years. It's not fun. I don't like it. I just feel like someone should inform Herb Simon that like, he should know this. In Indiana, it's not just a team. It's not just a franchise. It's not just a product. It is a thing that we turn to in times of need. The Pacers and sports in general is something that most of us turn to for relief from the real world. Just getting to not focus on work or school or whatever, and for 3 hours out of our day, just focus on sports and just have some fun. And it's hard to have fun when Herb Simon is too cheap to buy any free agents, too complacent to not fire anybody, even though they make bad decisions, too complacent to try and upgrade our staff, and doesn't even want to sell the team to try and help us. You don't think Jim Irsay would help this team? 100%. If we sold to Jim Irsay, it'd be like Mike Ilitch with the Tigers and the Red Wings. He would spend all of his money, as much money as he possibly could, and put it into both teams, trying to build a contender. That's what he did with the Red Wings, and out of it, we got a 1990s dynasty and an early 2000s dynasty. Stanley Cups in 92, 95, 98, 2003, and 2008, if I'm correct. And there, I know there was a decent amount. I'm for sure on the 2003 and 2008 one, and I'm pretty sure on the 98 one. Maybe not 92. I'm pretty sure 95. We had a lot of Stanley Cups. The Tigers, they did not win a World Series in 2006 or 2012 in both the trips that they made, but they had some superstars: Cecil Fielder, Prince Fielder, Miguel Cabrera, Pudge Rodriguez, Justin Verlander. Like, we had some crazy, insane talent on those teams. It was amazing. Mike Ilitch poured all of his resources into those teams. And Jim Irsay does the same thing with the Colts. He pours everything he has into that team. He finds guys like Chris Ballard. He finds guys like Frank Reich. And then they put a good team on the field. And they draft good. And they sign good. And they manage the small market good. And they make good decisions. Because Jim Irsay pulls his resources and finds guys like that. He would do the same thing for the Pacers. He would find guys like that for the Pacers. He would find a Chris Ballard in the NBA. He would find a Frank Reich in the NBA. And then they would find just the Colts equivalent, but on the Pacers. And it would be good. But Herb Simon doesn't want to sell the team because it's making him money. Because no matter good, bad, mediocre, we spend money on the team because we love basketball. And he takes advantage of our love of the game. Good on him. I love capitalism. But that is just sick and twisted. That you don't want to put everything you have into this team But people who aren't billionaires and jobs are not in sports, they still spend hours and hours and hours into this team, looking at rookies that we might draft, making our own mock drafts. Like, we love this team so much, and they don't even give it the time of day to spend as much of their resources as they possibly can to put a winning team out on the court and give us a contender. Because they're too complacent. Sell to Jim Irsay right now. Herb Simon, sell it to Jim Irsay right now. He's not watching this, but I don't care. We need to start spreading it. Herb Simon, sell to Jim Irsay, because that's the best thing we could do right now. I'm tired of, we're already in a small market, and then Herb Simon is penny pinching as it is, so that makes our market even smaller. And then we find good guys. We find TJ McConnell, Doug McDermott. We get them here on very good contracts. They ball out, and then free agency comes, and we're just organ donors to the rich teams. All of our good players go to the rich teams who can spend money on everybody. Or we're stupid and don't treat our stars right, and then they want to get traded to teams that do. Moneyball. Chris Ballard has been doing Moneyball since he got with the Colts. The Pacers need to do Moneyball. It's the only thing that's worked for small market teams. It worked for the Spurs. It's worked for the Colts. It worked for the inventors of the term, the Oakland A's. It worked for the Blues in St. Louis. Why wouldn't it work for us? In this super team filled league, why wouldn't it work for us? Because for those of you who say you can't do it in a super team filled league, the A's did it. The Yankees were as big of a super team as it came in the early 2000s, just throughout their whole existence. And they still found a way to compete with them. They didn't beat them, but they competed with them. The Pacers can't even compete. We used to regularly shock teams and pull off these huge upsets and these huge comebacks. But now we can't, because the guys that do that are injured on the bench. And Herb Simon doesn't want to bring in any more guys. He doesn't want to spend any more money. And Kevin Pritchard is complacent with letting this talent that he's great at finding talent, undervalued talent. He's amazing at it. And he's good at helping develop them and bring them up through the ranks. But he's terrible at keeping them under contract. The lucky thing is, he's put Keelan Martin on a 2-year deal. He's put O'Shea Brissett on a 3-year deal. He's putting these guys on big deals because he's starting to realize, oh crap, I'm going to lose my job because I'm discovering these guys, but I'm not keeping them under contract. So maybe we keep Kevin Pritchard for this year. This next year, because he's done a decent job with what has happened. Herb Simon, you sell. You have not done a decent job. But if Kevin Pritchard doesn't start holding more guys that we discover under contract, he's gone. Out the door. Goodbye. Simple plan, simple plan. Go Pacers. Dear Lord. This offseason is going to be interesting. Might have to say goodbye to Jakar Sampson, TJ McConnell, and Doug McDermott are the 3 biggest guys. I want all of them brought back because all of them bring things that we need to this team. Jakar brings much needed big depth. TJ McConnell brings much needed scrappiness and intensity. And Doug McDermott brings much needed offensive ability. Because as we've seen, when Doug McDermott fires on all pistons, we win. When TJ McConnell fires on all pistons, we win. When Jakar Sampson fires on all pistons, we usually win. So let's bring him back. See you guys next time. As always, I'm not funny. If you guys want to see more of me, watch some baseball. I'll do reports on the Pacers offseason and stuff, but I'm gonna be doing baseball and stuff while there's just no basketball, no football, no hockey. It's gonna be baseball. See you guys next time.
Love on each other, as in like, tell each other they love. I don't know like who the person is. So the fuck you doing? The fuck you doing? Dumbass. My bad, y'all. That just pissed me off.